Hello everyone, welcome to your mathematics class. We were doing our chapter number 9, data handling. In our previous sessions, we studied about arranging data in two methods. First is the tabular method and another one is graphical method. In tabular method, we understood how we can arrange our data in a form of a table using telemarks. And then in graphical method, we understood pictograph, how to read a pictograph and how to plot a pictograph. Our second graph is bar graph. So today we are going to understand how we can read a bar graph. But before that, let us understand what is the meaning of bar graph. As it is already told to you that graph is a pictorial representation of any given data. Now how a graph look like? We all know that we draw a graph on a graph paper. So when a graph is plotted on a graph paper, there are two lines. One is x-axis, which is the horizontal line. This is known as x-axis, and the vertical line is known as y-axis. Now these are two axes which help us to plot a graph, and their intersection is known as origin. Intersection of both the axes is known as origin, and we always mark it with number 0. So this is the basic of any of the graph we are going to plot on a graph paper. Then whatever graph it could be, whether a line graph or a bar graph or a histogram or any other graph. Now the point is, what is a bar graph? When we are representing our data with the help of bars, as you had seen iron bars in your daily life, this is one bar. This is another bar. If any of the data is represented in this form, then we will say that we have a bar graph of given data. This is known as bar graph, because we are plotting different bars on a graph paper to represent any data. Now, what are the points to remember whenever we are plotting or we are reading a bar graph? That these bars should have equal width and their distance should always be equal. So distance between two bars should always be equal and width of each bar should be same. This we have to keep in our mind. So this is it for bar graph. Now we will understand how we can read a bar graph. Let's take question number 1 of exercise 9.3. There is this graph given in which they are saying that the bar graph given alongside shows the amount of wheat purchased by government during the year 1998 to 2002. Read the bar graph and write down your observations in which year was. Firstly, they are asking the wheat production is maximum. So for the maximum production, we will look at the tallest bar. We can see that on y-axis they are showing the data of wheat production in 1000 tons, and on x-axis they are showing the data of years. And there is one more thing which is written over here, which is 1 unit length equal to 5000 tons. Now what is it? This is the scale. This is the scale. Now what is a scale? Scale is important for plotting such a large number of data on our small graph paper. So it is 1 unit length equal to 5000 ton. That means the distance between 0 to 5, the 1 unit length of y-axis, 1 unit length of x-axis and 1 unit length of this bar, they all are equal to 5000 tons of wheat. Now for the maximum production, we can directly say that the bar or the year which is having the tallest bar has maximum production. So here 2002 is having the tallest bar. Tallest means the height of bar is highest. So we will write here the wheat production is maximum in year 2002. Next is they are asking for the year in which the wheat production is minimum. So our answer will be the wheat production is minimum in year, which is the shortest bar. The bar for 1998 is the shortest one, that means the smallest one. So that means in year 1998 the production of wheat was minimum. Now if we need to tell exact number of wheat production in every year, then what we will do? For 1998 we can see the height of bar is going till 15 units. So that means the wheat production for the year 1998 was 15,000 tons. In year 1999 the wheat production was 25,000 tons. In the year 2000 the wheat production was 20,000 tons. Similarly in 2001 and 2002 both wheat production is 20,000 tons, and in 2002 it is 30,000 tons. So this is how we will read our bar graph and we can answer different questions by observing any of the bar graph. Let's take another question. I am explaining question number 3. Question number 2 you can do yourself. Observe this bar graph which shows the marks obtained by Aziz in half yearly examination in different subjects. This graph is showing you marks obtained by Aziz in different subjects. So the subjects are represented on x-axis and marks are represented on y-axis. And they had taken the scale as 1 unit length equal to 10 marks. Which means after 0, the first number which we will write on y-axis will be 10. So this is equal to 1 unit and this 1 unit is equal to 10 marks. So then we will write 10, 20, 30, 40 up to 90. Now they are asking you what information does the bar graph give. So our first answer will be bar graph is showing the marks obtained by Aziz in different subjects. Second question is, name the subject in which Aziz scored maximum marks. So we can see that in SST Aziz scored 40 marks, in science Aziz scored 50 marks, in mathematics he scored 70 marks, and in English he scored 60 marks. Then in Hindi he scored 80 marks. So which subject has the maximum marks? He scored maximum marks in Hindi. So we have to write only the name of subject, so we will write Hindi. Then the third and the last question is, name the subject in which he has scored minimum marks. So we can see the shortest bar. This is for SST. So we will write social studies. He scored minimum marks in social study. This is how we read different bar graphs and give answer to the questions given relevant to any bar graph. I hope you all understood how to read a bar graph. This is it for this exercise. Question number 2 is your homework. Thank you.